bringing him in, I'm bringing him in, and I'm bringing Rick Amanka as well. I just wanted everybody to understand. Listen, everyone is welcome. The link is pinned in the description. If you're on my channel, Drex, just double check your channel and see if you can pin the link as well. So the link will be pinned, and you guys could come in, have your say. Don't be afraid. It's not, if you want to come in and talk about your team as well, and it's not Man United, we will allow that as well.
Yeah, come in.
Because here, what guys, it's a football discussion here, right? Yeah. And realistically, I'm not talking, when I said about Ten Hag, I don't want him to come back. His time has gone. His time has passed. Now, we're moving forward. And I am with the whole squad that says they wanted Amorim. He is going to fix everything. So how can we, as a fan base, support Amorim so he fixes everything? Because this is high time, guys, gals, all of you legends, we fix this problem. And maybe the club can't fix it because they're at wit's end. So maybe we as fans have to stand firm on an ideal so they back it. You hear me? I don't know if I'm getting through to everybody here tonight. Whether you like where we is in the league at 14th, whether you don't like players, whether you like players, this is where we stand as a fan base behind this project. Now, if we all believe that Amorim is the guy, let's stand behind him, right? As a fan base. And people might say we backing our manager. No, we backing the project. Because this is one rebuild, guys. I don't want to see reset again midway. I want it to finish. You understand? Maybe we had to do that, Ricardo. Maybe we gonna have to do that. But for now, that is just the idea that I have. I don't know how many of you will agree with me, but this is just how I feel we need to be as a fan base. You understand? Big up to everybody. Big up to my boy Themba Banks in the building, and welcome to Rick Amanka as well.
Now, yeah. Big up to everybody, man.
Real Madrid is in a sensational bit of form right now. So I know you're coming to Bantam Man United.
No. Let's talk serious here right now, honestly, man. I think it's high time for us to just agree that United fan base is a problem as well, honestly. Because I've heard people say, if Ten Hag have done what it was all about in his first season, we will take it. We are going to bear it. Right now, you've got a manager that wants to do what it's all about. And things I'm seeing already with Amorim, like, it's crazy. For me, if I was Amorim, I said it, I was saying to Vijay, I said, there are two things I would do if I was Amorim. One, I walk away from this job. Or I go to under 23, go and get players from there. At least, I'm sure if he's losing games the way he's losing it right now with the under 23, I'm sure people will be like, yes, it's fine. Because you cannot have players like Casemiro, Eriksen, whereby they earn 500 in a week, more than Liverpool midfield of Gravenberg, McAllister, and what's his name?
Szoboszlai.
They are earning more money than these guys, and you get people talking about Amorim. So where does this fan base do they understand what they mean by rebuild? Do they understand the concept called rebuild? Like, we are starting the thing from scratch.
Themba, let me hear Rick Amorim because I want to intrude on this thing that this guy said. He doesn't. It's his opinion. He doesn't rate the manager. But Sosa, let me know what manager you would have preferred. Because not everybody wanted Amorim.
I think we had to ask Sosa two questions while Rick Amanka speak, and this is what we will ask is Sosa. One, a reason why you don't rate the manager or two would be nice, and who you think will be or would have been a better choice. Question. Big up to Rick Amanka in the building, bro.
Oh, Rick Amanka, Happy New Year, brother.
Happy New Year, brothers. Drex, Mark, and then Themba.
Yeah, Rick Amanka, before you continue, I want to ask a question. Where are you from, bro? You sound like
I'm from Ghana, but I live in Maryland, in the U.S. Yeah.
Oh, you any relation to Porsche FC?
No.
Okay, because you sound like Porsche FC as well, bro.
Maybe he sounds like me. It's the other way around.
He's Ghanaian as well. He's Ghanaian.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
So this morning I was on McRuby's channel, and they were playing a clip of Ronaldo. He was talking about fish in a fish tank, and he said, you can take the fish out of a fish tank, you can clean the fish, and then you put them back in the tank. They'll still go bad. I mean, we all know it's very clear that if you brought Jesus Christ and the Father and the Holy Ghost and all the people in heaven, you tell them to manage Manchester United, they will actually quit because that fish tank is so toxic. Okay. I know Amorim is going to succeed because I don't know what Ineos told him to come and do. But we all know Ten Hag said he was not brought in to play Ajax football. He said it. So that means he won the job because probably he told the board he was going to make Marcus Rashford a great player. So when you look at everything, it looks as if the ownership didn't know what they were doing when they brought in coaches. Mourinho said the same thing because Mourinho has been saying Marcus Rashford should have been sold a long time ago. He said Luke Shaw should have been done a long time ago. So it seems to me that the Glazers were bringing coaches in to kind of prop up the bad apples so they can look good. And that's what they were interested in. Now, I don't know what Ineos told Amorim, but from the way he started, he is coming and saying, you know what? I am not going to play to your strength. There is no job on this planet where you go to your boss and you say, boss, you are going to adapt to my interests. They'll be like, fuck no, get the fuck out of here. This is a job. This is a job. You are paid. You are being paid handsomely to do a job, and you are failing at it. So I am with Amorim on this one. The employees are supposed to adapt to what the company wants, and if you can't adapt, get out. So he's going to suffer, and I think the players are rebelling against him. It's like a petulant child, right? It's like a child. The child keeps on getting what they want almost every time. They've learned the system, so now they've down tools. They have no reason to down tools, but they have. Why? Because they've been getting their way all this time. So I think Goldbridge said something today. He said when they go and get stuff, you don't abandon the manager. You actually abandon the players who have abandoned the manager. So it's time just abandon those players, all of them. Those who don't want to work, get out. We will request an Uber for you. We will come pack your bags for you. We will move you to the airport. Just get out. Because you know what? Manchester United is one of the biggest organizations in the world. But they act like little boys and little girls. How can you have Marcus Rashford hold the club to ransom? You had Harry Maguire, who was supposed to have moved on 2 years ago, saying, well, pay me before I leave. And the question is, if you were that good, we wouldn't be on the market trying to sell you. So get the hell out of here. So you could tell why we're not going forward, because it's like the prisoners are actually running the prison, which is not supposed to be that way. The prison is supposed to be run by the government, but you have the prisoners running the prison. Exactly. So you know what? And like Themba said, go to the youth. I think Manchester United fans will be okay to see a young kid who is making $1,000 a week sat on the field than somebody like Casemiro or Marcus Rashford making millions and millions and millions putting in that performance. We'll be okay with it. We say, you know what? We'll be fine. We will be fine. And I think Amorim knows that these players are spoiled. They are not going anywhere. He's not saying something that we've not heard before. Rangnick said it. Oli have said it. Mourinho said it. Van Gaal said it. Van Gaal said these players were not intelligent. And that was back in what? 2000 and what? They're still not intelligent now. So what are we doing? And you know what? It reflects our leadership. The fish rots from the head.
Always.
That's what it is.
Sosa, sorry to cut you, bro. Sosa replied. So I just wanted to bring it up so we could all give a little slight reaction to Sosa, because he has made a valid point. You know, he thinks that Amorim looks a bit out of his depth. You know, the job may be too big for him. He hasn't showed adaptability, only stubbornness. You know, he wants a seasoned tactician, not a green coach. You know, he doesn't believe that Man United is trial and error. Now, I'll go first because I could sympathize with this last statement here. Man United, for me, is not trial and error. But in the grand scheme of all that's encompassing what's happening with Man United in totality right now, I believe that I could forego this one because we are not there right now. We are not that Man United team. One, we don't have the finances to produce or to bring in players for the now in the amount in 1 or 2 transfer windows that we need to really change to make it happen now. So I feel like trial and error is something we have to deal with, is by partnering with where we are as a football club right now based on the mistakes we've made for a decade. The seasoned tactician part, I don't agree with, bro, because I feel like he is a seasoned tactician. We've seen him beat Man City with our Portuguese team handsomely. We've seen him beat top clubs in Europe handsomely. So I believe that with the right effort and the right players who give in that effort in a team, we will see that at Man United. So those 2 points I will disagree. Now, him being stubborn, he's definitely a stubborn guy. But for me, all the great coaches in world football, they're all stubborn alike in different ways. They stick to their way and they have to come up to that. And I could understand it. So in all, I kind of disagree, but you have a fair point in what you're saying, in my opinion. Guys, what do you think?
Mark, okay, we are going to sit over here and accuse Amorim of being stubborn. But the players who've been here more than he's been, they are not stubborn. They're stuck in their ways too.
Facts.
Down in tools and not playing for your coach is part of being stubborn. So if you want to accuse somebody of being stubborn, well, look at your players. Maybe if the players are not too stubborn and too spoiled, maybe maybe Amorim wouldn't be this. See, and this is what I don't get with Manchester United fans. Okay. Oh, Erik ten Hag, he was too rigid. He didn't want to do this. Okay. Mourinho was too strict. He was a tactician. Okay. Ole was too nice. He was always smiling. Well, what the fuck do you want? Like, truly, what do you fucking want?
Rico back. Let me just interject here, because it feels like Sosa, right? I'm not going to take a dig at Sosa, but I want to just put Sosa in the category as well. It feels like Sosa and this group of people just want the W's. That's all they care about. They don't want. See all of this gimmick of he just said he wants a seasoned tacticians, right? There's one in front of him. He's not seen that one. It's the same thing with the Erik ten Hag system. Erik ten Hag doesn't have a style of play because it wasn't producing the result. There was no style of play. Now there's a tactician in front of him. He's not saying it because there's no W's to back that up with at the moment, right? So people like Sosa, they don't care about process. They care about result. We should get that right now. They care about result, and it's not a bad thing. So when I'm saying this, Sosa, don't be thinking I'm coming at you. No, it's not a bad thing. You want the W's because you want to be able to sit with your friends and say, I won a game yesterday. I put 4 past this person. I did this, I did that. But at the long run, Ole was in the job for how many years, bro? Where did that lead us to? Where did that lead us? The Ole that everybody's been clamoring for, he's got vibes and by the grace of God and all of that. Where did that end up? We ended up doing nothing. So I get you. The fan base, let me just round up. I get you. Not everybody's going to be on the same page, Sosa. And I appreciate that because you are your person. But the truth is, we've done this before. We can't keep doing it again, bro. It's not sustainable. What you're looking for is not sustainable. Go ahead.
Now, one thing is this, man. He's talking something about Amorim. First of all, one thing you need to know, Sosa, about Amorim is this. Anslot was not Liverpool's first option. Ruben Amorim was the first guy they want. The reason he did not go to Liverpool was due to the fact that Liverpool do not want to play back three. And he will stand for what he's all about. Because like Drex is saying, you guys have had manager that condo crap. Like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. You've had Mourinho. You've got all those manager whereby we know, okay, he's friendly, he's strict. You've had it. It didn't work out. Amorim is here right now. Instead of backing him, and we are here talking about him being crap, he only knows when to play. He can only play one system. That is what it's all about.
No, Themba, he didn't say he can play only one system. He said he has phases. let's start with the basic, which is the core of his system. Then from there, we go to phase 2, where we fine-tune, then phase 3. Go ahead.
And you know what, Drex? I knew there was going to be a problem. When I saw the Manchester United players saying they like Ruud van Nistelrooy, I knew there was going to be a problem. I knew that it was going to be a problem. And I thank God that Ruud van Nistelrooy is not here. If Ruud van Nistelrooy was here, these guys will be forced to sack Amorim and give Ruud the job. I swear to you. When those guys come outside talking about how they love Ruud van Nistelrooy, I knew, man.
You remember what I said that day when I saw that Themba? I was so frustrated. But before I go on, I'll let Robert give a little bit of his opinion on what we've been talking about before he came in and have been able to announce him. Big up to you, Robert, for coming in. Like welcome to the stream.
It's the one and only.
Oh, it's Olmo.
Oh yeah, I know it's Olmo. I know it's Olmo. Bro, you didn't see the avatar. I already knew.
I watched the avatar and I thought it was Olmo, but I didn't think he had that name. My name after Bob Marley.
My name is Nigerian. What do you expect? That's my name.
Big up to my brethren Olmo in the building.
Yo, guys, before
you hear somebody.
Wait.
Mark, hold on a sec. Before Olmo goes, guys, please don't forget to like this video. It's the 1st of January, the first stream on this platform. Please don't forget to like this video, share, and subscribe if you haven't. Please, just show us some support. We really appreciate you taking our time to be with us today is so appreciated. But just give us the like, give us the subscription if you haven't done so. Yeah, go ahead, Omo.
First of all, Happy New Year. Listen, this is a new year, and it's going to be the same issue that's been happening for the past 12, 13 years. Number one, people want 3 points. People just want to vibe out. They just want to win and going about their day like, yeah, I won, blah, blah, blah. That's like when I see Amorim, what people are describing of what they want. I'm like, oh, you want Ole. Oh, you want ETH. That's what you want. So now they give you something, they give you a bitter pill to swallow, and you're like, nah, I don't want this. I don't want this. I want Ole. Because again, I've told people, if you're watching, I'll repeat this over and over till the season is over. If you're watching United for 3 points, stop watching. Stop watching for 3 points because you're not going to get it here. It's going to happen, but if you're expecting it, it's not going to happen. One, the thing is, these players, when again, people are saying that these players are down in tools. To me, I don't think they're down in tools. I just think they're not good enough.
True.
I don't think they're not good enough. Let them go somewhere else and watch if they're down tools. Because every other player we sold so far, they've all been performing wherever they went. Every player that we sold have been performing. Even Martial, that we say, oh, his injury down to, he's performing where he is. It doesn't matter where he is. He's performing. That's the key thing. They all perform where they left. Remember Inter Milan, we sold them Lukaku, Sanchez, Ashley Young, Matteo Darmian. They all won the league there, performing. So you cannot tell me that this players are down to. They are just not good enough. We overhyped them to where they're supposed to be. And again, the Manchester United that we know, that one ended. I didn't say that. It ended 2012, 2013.
Mark, start this comment. I'll come back to it. I'll come back to this comment. Start.
Oh, yeah. I'll just bring it up
the match that we know ended Fergie and David Gill. The moment they left, recruitment has been poor throughout the years, and it fades down over time. The only player that are trying to build something was Louis van Gaal, but the board didn't want that. Why? He didn't get top 4. We move on to the next manager. Jose Mourinho said he had need players. They said no players. He left. We move on. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he wasn't doing well in the league. He gave us vibes. But when they brought Ronaldo and Varane, people were like, oh, supposed to win the league with them. I'm like, that's what you saw. That's what you saw. We move on. We got to ETH. Oh, here, build your thing. Like, bro, this is not working. Now we move on to Amorim. And Ineos has 10 years work to clean up. They have 10 years of work to clean up. Because every other player that we brought in, again, I'm saying recruitment has been poor. The players are not good enough. Because when they leave here, they perform. What? Jadon Sancho left to Dortmund, came back, didn't perform. Went to Chelsea, nice performance. I'm like, hold up.
Not really, but
no. Mark, he's got a point there. He's got a point. I get the point he's making.
United.
No, what I mean by that, I would use Scott McTominay and maybe Martial as the prime example.
No.
I'm
not using those specific players because those ones like they left. But I'm just saying, Sancho came back, and he like when you leave, he performed. He come back, didn't perform. He leave, perform. I'm like, okay. It seemed like what our recruitment has been poor so far. So now they need to fix this whole recruitment. Because again, I see players like. Let me leave it at that because I want to address that comment there. So I just leave it at that.
For me, Mark, bring back that comment. Bring back that comment.
We'll address that one. We addressed that one just now. I want to address that comment earlier now because I feel like I didn't give Kepalan's time to this comment. I didn't bring it up because I wanted to address it with everybody to get around about it. I'll let Themba go first. Rickamank, then Drex. You could go first, Themba, Rickamank, then Olmo. I will go last on this one. But I think apparently he's saying that it's the beginning and the end for Amorim. The way he see it, the same shit was happening under Ten Hag. It's just happening a lot sooner with Amorim, and it's very sad. You don't understand why.
Kepa, I agree with you to an extent on the fact that we've seen this movie play out before. But guess what? It's not going to be, I believe it's not going to be the same movie because we have a different director at this point. The director that is dealing with this movie that I'm just coining out now, it's a different director. I feel like it's me, just my feeling, right? I feel like the Ineos prospect, because Omer Barada said it. He's put a time frame to United winning the trophy, the EPL, because that's what most of people care about. That's the biggest thing for all of us, right? And he said 2028. We're 2025, just January 1st. Plus or minus another 3 years plus, right? Now, I don't think these guys that we abandon this project so early. I know you're thinking it might be that case, but I just don't think it. They would rather move on the players. Don't forget, this guy has been cutting costs, bro. Whether you want to say it's a good thing or a bad thing, this guy has been cutting costs. So I feel like those top earners, bro, no disrespect to them, but these top earners, I feel like they would have to be moved on in one way, shape, or form. They would have to be moved on. Like I watched Casemiro. It was Themba that was saying a midfield of Casemiro and Eriksen is in terms of the wages is way bigger than the trio of Liverpool. Which of the midfield would you take? So I watched Casemiro play against Newcastle, and all he was doing was just a hoofball. It felt like, I know Bruno Fernandes is the king of hoofball, but it felt like he just took on Bruno Fernandes' cape and he couldn't complete passes. And under Eric Ten Hag, people made me to believe that it was the system exposing Casemiro. But now we are seeing things for ourselves. So all these big earners, I think they would go. I don't think it's going to be a case of they would sack. He's going to go down the Eric Ten Hag route. No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Now, just what I will say is this, man. With what Amon Barada said about United, they want to win the league by 2028. I will tell you this as the fact. Ineos are also part of the problem. They are. And they've been part of the problem from the very first day they went to bed with the Glazers.
The Glazers, yeah.
Because they gave them that chance to stay at the club. And now, I don't want to lie to you, man. The way Sadie and Ineos are moving, by 2030, United are not going to win Premiership. The way they are moving currently, honestly, cutting costs of £40,000. Like, what does that do for you? What is £40,000 for charity? You are cutting costs.
Do you want me to respond or you want to finish?
No. I want me just finish. Because right now, we've been hearing
this
story of FFP will not allow them to sign contracts in sign players in January. FFP. If you guys are serious, you look for a way. Chelsea look for a way to beat FFP. We have seen clubs done it. Nottingham Forest did it. What did they do? They get fined 3 points. It's fine with them. PSR rule, go against it. Take the fine. If you want to build the club, want to take it truly like you said, you want to take it to Manchester. Want to take Manchester to Manchester. The same thing he said about Chelsea as well. Want to teach Chelsea to London again. You want to do it. You want to take Man U to Manchester. What you want to do is sometimes, go against the law. Go against it. Take the fine. We have seen it happen at Chelsea. They've been banned twice, 2 years, no transfer. But they had players in their team, and they were still playing well. So Bolly came into the club. The English media, all of us are taking a bounce on him, saying he does not know anything about football. But his mind is in the right place. Because for me, I would rather have Toboli as a owner than have Sergeant Radcliffe or the Glazers as an owner. You have somebody that is spending money. He's spending money, and even though he's going to go bad, like all of us, last season, where did they finish? They finished with last season. Right now, Chelsea, yes, they are not ready to win the title, but at least we can see where they are going to. We can see it. And this FFP thing, for me, it is nonsense. Look for a way, a loophole to beat this stuff and sign players. If you have to get rid of Garnacho for 60 million to Atletico Madrid, take the money. That will allow you sign 3-4 players on probably 20-30 million deal where you split the payment. It will allow you to do that. Don't be scared to sell Rashford. Scare him off. Total profit. Garnacho, total profit as well. Even though if Kobe Mino is to be sold as well, let him go. Because you guys, you want to build this team. And I will say it, and I've been saying it for a long time. I am worried about Kobe Mino because I don't think Kobe Mino suits Amorim's system. I've been saying it. And that's the fact. So what they want to do is get these guys going. I don't want to hear this nonsense of FFP, PSRO. It's rubbish, man. It's a mint. They don't want to sign players.
But Themba, they've been saying FFP for the longest of time, but we still go into the market. Rickaman, go ahead.
Do I think this is the beginning of the end for Amorim? No. And I think, Mark, a couple of weeks ago, last year, you were talking about a car and you buy the part and, Manchester United is that car. We've been stuck under a tree for about 10 years. The engine is rusty, the transmission is blown out, the gasket, everything is just done. Okay. So we need a proper mechanic to kind of, buy this part and buy this part. The thing is, most Manchester United have not seen a rebuild before. They've not seen one. They don't know what it takes to be rebuilding. And the guy who said he just wanted 3 points, it's like losing weight. You know what? I just want to just lose weight. Just lose 1 pound. No, you got to get your ass in the gym. You got to suffer. So when I hear fans say that, I was like, that's childish. It's like, don't you know how don't you know how life works? Who in this life has achieved success instantly? Oh my God, we're good. No. Arsenal went through it. What did Arteta do? He sold Aubameyang. He sold a whole bunch of players. So, and then that year they came 8th, and then the second year they came 8th. I think Manchester United, and Mark, I always tell you, we are like that girl who thinks she's hot, so we can get any guy we want anytime. But then you kind of realize you don't have a lot of time to be choosing. They seem to miss out opportunities when opportunities present themselves. When Mourinho was second, what they do? They stiffed him. No players. There's no value in the market. Ten Hag goes third, first season. We all thought he was going to come in after the first season. We were third. We are back. We're going to buy players. We're going to sell these players. What they do? Well, let's get him about Weghorst and all these loan deals and stuff. So we have missed out on so many opportunities. We have missed out. It's alarming how many chances do you get in life to make it right? How many? Come on. How many chances do you get? Because we are Manchester United, we could get 10 chances? No. Every manager comes in, there's progress the first season, and then guess what? We're good. These players are good. Squeeze every ounce of juice from them. And then we go down. So I'm glad Amorim's, start has been really bad because now they see what we've been seeing for years. These players ain't good. They suck. When you allow Bournemouth to come to Old Trafford and work harder than you, we've all played football before, right? We've all played football, right? Drex, you play football, Mark, you play football, Themba, you play football, right? When somebody gets the ball from you, what do? You want to get the ball Exactly, want to win the ball.
Yeah.
Exactly. These players, when they lose the ball, what do?
Watch.
They just watch. They just
some of them, not all of them, but some of them. But
every team that has beat us, see now it's not even tactics anymore. It's basic hard work. We don't even have tactics. We're going to outrun them. We're going to it's just hard work. And the team, you can tell, is lazy. Is Amorim going to fail? No. I'm looking at Ineos. So now the ball is in your court. You guys came in, you want your own guy. Great. Now the ball is over to you. That's the guy you wanted. So find a way to make it work. The guy you had, you said you didn't like him. You see, and that's the arrogance of Ineos. You guys have not won anything in football. And you come into Manchester United and you say, no, we don't want this guy, we want that guy. But you don't have any pedigree. I mean, listen, Omar Berrada, maybe he might be a good CEO, but we don't know what he did exactly at Manchester City. Jason Wilcox, they said he developed youth, blah, blah, blah. Okay. But are these guys really credible? And like I told you yesterday, Mark, if they want to really fix this stuff, they should go get the surgeon who recommended surgery. And that's Ralph Rangnick. You say, sir?
No, yeah. I agree with you. But I want to just say something. One thing is this, man. Everything that have happened at United ever since the Ineos came into play, they've been making the wrong decision from the day one.
Yeah.
They've been making the wrong decision from the very first day they came into the club. One, the mistake they made keeping the Glazers. Fine and good, keeping Ten Hag. No matter what we want to say, it should go or not, it's up to them. What I would say is this. If you know Ten Hag was not your guy, sack him. You should have sacked him at the beginning of the season.
Telling you.
Whereby you bring in Amorim. Now you sign
and you spend for him.
For Amorim.
Yes.
Because right now, they've gone and spent money for players that can play under Erik Ten Hag. Yes, the result might not be good at first, but you sign those players for Ten Hag. And if you had given him that time, probably it might have changed things. But right now, you know very well that Ten Hag is not your guy. You kept him in the club. You signed players for him only to sack him, to go and get a manager that does not play, or you can see that will never suit what these players are all about. And one thing is this, man, no matter what I want to say, these players are not good enough. Like, when we say they're not good enough, man, the fact alone that they cannot just adapt, like do the bare minimum, adapt to a system. It's crazy. Like you have players, like any millions. United are not just a cash cow to the Glazers alone. They are also a cash cow to the players. Because those are terrible. Now you brought in a manager that plays 3-4-3. You know very well that was all about. That is what it's all about. You are bringing him to the club to come manage a team and manage a team that just had players coming into the club that does not play what Amorim is all about. It's not all about. And now, instead of signing players, getting rid of this, this deadwood players that are not good enough. I was one of them that was talking about Casemiro, defending that fraud. I was one of them saying the system was exposing him. That guy has checked out since the match against Burnley. That penalty he played, which team was it? Coventry? I don't know. That penalty, that was why I knew that this guy is done. Man has checked out. He just sees United now as a cash cow. Whatever United need to do, get rid of these players. They are not good enough. They are not ready to do it. And go get players that are hungry. Honestly.
Themba, if I say some of them things, people will say, Mark, outlandish. Mark just reckless. Mark takes just wild. Because literally, bro, like, I kept it so real at the beginning of the season. Before that, before the transfer window opened, we talked about the Drex. We all had many discussions about if they're going to sack Ten Hag, if they're not going to sack Ten Hag. And we had two solutions. Sack him, bring the new manager, give the new manager what he need, a start, 5 new players, bring them in. But if you keep Ten Hag, you had to back him this season. And we didn't say back him for 10 games. We say back him this season, which means to the end of the season, 2025 May, right? Man them say we in 14th. I see man them saying Ten Hag rank is 3rd, 8th, and 14th. Well, brother, the season never finished, so how could he be in 14th? Make it make sense. And in the first 10 games, we conceded less goals. We scored more goals. We had more chances created on average. We only conceded 2 goals from set pieces. My friends and my family, love you all. Don't forget to smash the likes while you're here, right? And listen to what I'm saying. I'm not proactive for Ten Hag. He go on. He's been sacked. But what I'm saying is that when we sack this guy, now we have lots of players who for the last 18 months were learning and fixing to play one style of play. And you need to pay attention to this. 5 weeks, 6 weeks, in a brand new formation with a brand new style of play is not enough time. I don't care what nobody say. And have some players who before, let me say, and I will say this, and I keep telling man them, you've been at Manchester United 5+ seasons. It's time to go.
You gotta go.
It's time. I don't care what your name is. I don't care where you're from. It's time to go. 5 years, you didn't win a Premier League. Thank you for your services. We love you. Have a good one. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Right now, we need to be focusing on the brothers who need to develop, who could adapt, and bring in and add to that. Because focusing on all the past, bro, not helping. It's not helping, guys. It's making it worse. You know what I mean? And right now, guys, we're on the first of a brand new year. Every decision we make as fans will shape this year for this team. I guarantee you. It always has. No matter what anybody say, trust me, fellas. Trust me. Our fan view definitely has a huge say in the future of this Manchester United club. Before we even kick our ball in 2025, I want you all to remember something. My only ask is if you want United to be successful, please, nobody, Amorim out. Nobody. If you want Man United to be successful, let me get rid of the players. Anytime you're here +5 seasons, it's time to go. No matter what your name is. As a Bruno fan, he could go too. I like Dallo. He could go too.
He could go.
You understand?
Yeah.
But when you watch this current team, it has certain players who we know, we could see something happening with them in the system. Man,
Mark,
could see it.
Do you guys remember last season? We went on a winning streak with Ten Hag. When we beat Brighton, we beat a whole bunch of teams, and then we won the FA Cup.
Towards the end of last season, yeah.
Exactly. We were on a run. It was Amrabat doing all the hard work, and they benched Casemiro, right? Remember that? Remember those run of games where we had a system in place. So Amrabat was the one doing all the dirty work, putting all the. It was Amrabat, Kobe Mainoo, and then you have Bruno a little farther forward. So it was working. So I was thinking that coming into the season, Ten Hag wanted to bring back Amrabat because he could do the hard work, which we needed someone to do. And I think he asked the board to buy somebody younger who can do what Amrabat can do. And guess what? Amrabat himself came out and said, you know what? You should ask Jason Wilcox. Remember when Amrabat said that? He said, ask Mr. Wilcox why I'm not here. See, like Themba said, Ineos is a problem. Because if you're on a run and you see things picking up and the manager is saying, hey, I need someone in the mode of this particular player who can do the hard work but can also make intelligent passes. Get me someone like that. And Jason Wilcox comes in and says, you know what? Nah, you're good. We're going to bring you somebody else. My thing is, we keep on shooting ourselves in the foot. We take 2 steps forward and then 2 steps backward.
Oh, five, not 2. 5.
So Ineos, like Themba said, Ineos is a problem. They have not won anything. I have a friend who is a big fan of Nice. He told me the same things are going to happen. Just wait. And he's right. Why did they fire Dan Ashworth? Because he wanted to be patient? Every Manchester United fan knows we have to be patient. So why did they fire Dan Ashworth? Now they're going to make him look like, oh, he wanted to bring Gareth Southgate. That's not what he was trying to do. He said, let this man do his thing. Let's build a culture. Let's get the players out. It's going to take a while, but let's just do it. And then Ineos comes in and they do this. Now there's no director of football. It looks as if Jason Wilcox is running everything.
For me, that issue of Dan, I think it's not. They just put it on that. Oh, he wanted Southgate in. I think it's a case between himself and one of either Wilcox or Omar Barada getting into maybe a heated argument or something that's got to do with them at that level. It's got nothing to do with whether they want the manager to stay or what's player, blah, blah. It's because like what Themba said, we said it, if you're not getting rid of this manager by the end of the season, do not make the FA Cup a yardstick to keep Ten Hag.
Yeah.
We said it. If you put your foot on the ground, whatever decision you make, because I was speaking by myself, friend, we are going to support it. I am going to support it. If you give the manager until December, I would support it. But stand by it. Yeah. And they made a mistake, right? Now, they made a bigger mistake for letting him go after 6 games.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. But
now
like they said, they are just learning. For me, they've not been.
I disagree with everybody here.
There's no gray area. They don't really know anything about football. They're learning their things. They don't have a pedigree in terms of what they've done in football. But I'm seeing it from a different perspective, bro. If you made a mistake, bro, it's earlier you fix it and wait till it crashes, right? Fix it. Now they've come and say, Amorim, what are the players they bought for Erik Ten Hag that doesn't fit this Amorim system at the moment? Which players?
Maybe Joshua Zirkzee.
That's the only player. And we all know that no manager is going to get his signing all 5 or 10 over 10 or all 100% correct. That's the only player. We call saying, no, I don't want to keep Amrabat because he has its eye on somebody better. It's not a problem, in my opinion. It's not a problem, right? So we all saw the weakness of Amrabat. Everybody saw it.
Ten Hag didn't even want Zirkzee, by the way.
So
he didn't even want Texas.
So maybe these guys, they knew, like I read a report earlier this morning that said, they knew they were going to get Amorim, right, who plays the 3-4-3 system at the end of the season. But because of the way things were going, they were like, why wait till the end of the season? Let's just get him now. They knew. So most of their things they were doing was more like a foresight to, getting Amorim in, So for me, it's not a problem, bro. I don't see it's like... Okay.
So then why would you, so if you know that you're going to get Amorim, then why buy players for Ten Hag? Because
how many players were bought for Ten Hag that actually, I just asked a question, that don't fit this Amorim system?
No, look at it. I know, you know what Rickaman mean? I know what he mean. Now, while these players' profile will facilitate this play for the system that Amorim plays, they might not be the actual players.
The ideal.
Like every manager, when the scouts present them choices, they'll give them a range of choices. And then from that choices, they'll break down to 3 choices before they go to a final decision. Maybe they would have an alternative. You know what I mean? Like maybe they get Mazarawi, they get Euro, but they may not have gone for De Ligt. Maybe they might not buy someone else. You know what I mean?
You see this statement right here? I don't think so, Stephen, because the report I read this morning about them sampling Amorim, they already knew they were going to get Amorim one way or the other. It was something they already knew. Whether December,
I don't believe that. I think that report was rubbish. I think
no.
Mark, wait. Why I'm saying that is because listen, and this is why I will say this, because if we start off the season and we win 10 games, 15 games, bang, 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 we top of the league. You're telling me that I go and get Amorim at the end of the season still? No, Mark, they was not doing that. No, hear me. Okay. No. While it might have, there's no smoke without fire. So I'm not rubbishing the report. I just don't believe it to be the fact because maybe somebody might have had this inclination that this was a huge possibility. But if things don't progress, Amorim comes to the end of the season. And if things go bad, maybe to speed up that. It's logical. Yeah. I'm not saying that it was a fact. This was set in stone, because realistically, bro, if we had won the first 10 games, there would have been no talk of sacking Ten Hag, brother. We'd have been on 30 points, top of the league. If we had win 15, 20 games, boom, nobody would have been talking sack Ten Hag, bro. We'd have been talking Man United is back. So with the Ugarte thing, I know Ten Hag wanted Ugarte. So whether or not he was going to work for Amorim, Ten Hag wanted that, brother. You know what I mean? It has certain times, like, you know, it has some signings that you could tell, you could see our manager's standpoint on the player. From when they watch the player play, you could see he will fit on our manager's play style. And this is why I will always tell them, don't never blame Ten Hag for Mason Mount. The biggest lie the devil ever told us to the world is that he do exist. And the biggest lie that Man United ever told was 4 years ago, Ten Hag was scouting Mason Mount. Now, he was at Vitesse. They had a scouting, but did he scout him the year after? Did Ajax scout him years after that? No. So when people hear that one sentence, and then they claim to believe that he wanted him 4 years ago, bro, he didn't want him. And any manager, when a club sign a player, they're not going to come out and say, well, I didn't want this player. You know what I mean? Especially when shit's not going right. They will come out and they will defend the player. They will hype up the player. And imagine people believe Ten Hag is going to give this player the number 7. When the clear reports came in that Mason Mount and his father demanded the number 7 shirt if he was going to come to Manchester, and United agreed. This is Richard Arnold. This is the next guy. So have nothing to do with Ten Hag. It's the same thing with the 90 million from Anthony. Now I will blame Ten Hag for wanting Anthony still after the price went up to 80 million. I will blame Ten Hag for that. But I'm not going to blame him for signing the check, because the idiots above him sign it. They could have signed it 6 or 9 weeks before for 35 million and say no.
Yeah, it was John Murta who went on holidays in the summer for 2 weeks. Who does that? I mean, seriously, who does that? You go to buy a player, they say 35 million. It's all right. I'm leaving, going on vacation. I'll be back in 2 weeks. Are you serious? I mean, Drex, you are the CEO of Manchester United. You go sign a player, they say 35 million. Say, you know what? Screw you guys. I'm off to vacation. I'll be back in 2 weeks.
I'll be back in 2 weeks. And when I come back in 2 weeks, you tell me play at 85.
And I'll pay him off for it. You're an idiot. He's an idiot. You know what? I think for me, the way forward is right. The way forward right now.
Let's get Omo.
I want to bring Omo in there. But before Omo talk, I want to argue with Kepa about 3 comments he made. And then Omo, I know he might disagree slightly, but so let Omo close off, because after this, I guess you guys will have your final say and we'll close. Right? But Kepa Lance, I just want to ask this question to him, Bridget, right? Were you not present at the meeting when we bought Højlund and they said they're buying him for the future to be developed? Came in at 20 years old, his first season scored 16 goals. Now he's no Haaland. We agree. First season. So we're not even going to give the brother a full second season or third year to reach his potential. I mean, granted, we see our finished article in Victor Gyökeres. My brethren, I just want to let you all know, until Victor Gyökeres was 22, the man never scored 16 goals nowhere in one league. I just want to put that out there to you, until he was 22, which means Højlund's still a year younger than him. And he's not as quick as Højlund. He's not right-footed and left-footed. He had to work on that right foot. You know, I just want you all to understand. And I want to go back to this other comment that he made earlier on too as well, because, you know, I mean, this comment here, Bruno Fernandes, the best signing is a myth. Brother.
Come on, man.
Let me not argue that one. I understand you might have a problem with the guy, and that's fine and relative. You know what I mean? 100%. 100%. Everybody, whether you like a player or not, that's fine. Because for me, everybody, I don't like Mason Mount. I don't like Luke Shaw. I don't like lots of players. You know what I mean? I might not rate lots of players, but they might be top players. with that regards, I just would like to say that, we need to look at things from a perspective where some players in the squad have to be looked at as developmental, meaning they're not that finished article where you could put them up against the likes of a guy who's 25, 26, 27 years old and has been developing for the last 7 years at professional football leagues to get to where he is today. So to compare Højlund to Gyökeres is crazy. And if you want to compare them, you have to compare them at profile based on year. Same thing with Garnacho. Like, he's not the finished article. He's a total different type of player to Amad Diallo. One is a traditional winger. The other is an adaptable winger. I don't know if there's the difference. So the reason why I'm saying this, Themba, I'm not trying to say that Garnacho have a higher ceiling or Amad have a higher ceiling. There's at different points in the development.
I want to say something about this Garnacho right now because I've been seeing what people are saying about the dude. And it is actually kind of sad to see. And it makes me ask a question. Is Amad going to be the same person, the next person? Because
thank you, bro.
This same Garnacho right now, people are talking about that is crap, is rubbish, get rid of him. This same guy was the same guy that was winning United games, coming in from the bench, doing stuff. Amad, where was Amad? Nowhere to be found, nowhere to be seen. You could say, yes, they're not giving him chances. But we cannot deny the fact that every game Garnacho played under Ten Hag, he deserved it. We cannot. I will tell you that at the point when Garnacho was playing, doing his things, Amad was nowhere near. I don't want to know where people, because this recency bias must stop. Because Amad is doing well right now. Garnacho is having a bad form. All of a sudden, he's crap. When that guy was doing his things, Amad, we didn't say Amad. We did not. And it's funny, whereby people, I don't know why does he have to be player against player? Why?
Oh, it's the thing, bro. It's the thing with the fan base. It has to be players. It has to be. Because guess what? This man feels like I know ball more than this other man. So I know a player when I see one. But the truth is they cannot just say this, they cannot just say, okay, I want this player out because he make XYZ reason. Oh, I want this player out because this other player is better. I'm like, what are we doing here, bro? What are we doing here? Omar just said a while ago that these players are not good enough for the system. But when they go out, we see them do their thing, irrespective of where they play. Right? They go out, we see them do their. Doesn't make them a bad player. You can actually want the player out, but saying, "Oh, Garnacho is crap. Look at Ahmad." I'm like, well, what are we doing now? I keep fighting against people that do. Before Wan-Bissaka was sold, it was always, "Oh, I want Wan-Bissaka because Dalot is crap." I'm like, no, but these two guys, they play for United. If you want one out, say you want one out. Don't be like, "Oh, this one is." No, bro, because by doing so, we've created. At one point, we created this Marcus Rashford that we are seeing. This Marcus Rashford that everybody wants to kick out. This Marcus Rashford, it was the fan base that created him. Because when he was playing, he was just doing his thing. All of a sudden, oh, Starboy, this, that. Oh, then the thing got, we know it got, they look at social media, it got into his head. Even with Garnacho, it's beginning to get into his head. Oh, Ahmad is running the show. Garnacho is making it look like, they're making it look like Garnacho is not doing anything. We had one guy go talk to Garnacho the other day, whether it's good or bad, but it's making it boy feel like, okay, they are hyping one of my teammates more than me. What, as a young player, what do you expect him to do? So sometimes this thing that we are talking about, we are complaining about, we created it as a fan base. Now,
you see that guy? You see that
guy? It draws me into the Joshua Zexi thing. Joshua Zexi just got into this football club and people are already crying. And there was Sancho that was at this football club. People were quiet about it. We were willing to give him 2 years.
You see one thing I will say about that guy that went in on what's his name, Garnacho. Because one thing I will always say things, man. I defend that dude as well. You know, I said as a fan, I'm sure I said to you, Drex, he has every right to criticize the player. But as time goes by, I get to see that clown was actually not doing it because he's trying to boost the morale of the player.
No,
he was not. It was for himself, his content, and man, that guy's an asshole, man.
I just go and say this before Olmo go, right? And say what you have to say. I The day I saw that, bro, I so wish I was not in the bar, right? Because I was in the Bishop's Blaze having a Guinness. I wish I had walked out there earlier, bro. Because I'd have walked out there the right in time to meet him. Trust me, that camera, you'd have seen my reaction to it. Trust. I'm telling you no, because brother, I'm telling you guys now, right? No, I look at things in such a weird way. These are certain young players, bro. It's like looking at, I don't know if plenty men them have little brothers, but I have some young brothers, right, that they in their teens. And these man them, you know, well, one a little bit more mature, one a little bit think this one is affect this, that one is affects this. If you say this to this one, this is the reaction will become of it, a negative reaction. So you don't say it. You want to, but you know, if you say it, the negative reaction will come. If you don't say it, he will understand and skirt it, and it will get a positive result. Sometimes things have to be remain unsaid. And I doubt we have such a good manager who people said is an amazing coach who will develop our players. The manager who they said that our squad was missing to take them to challenging, but doesn't believe that he could develop 20-year-old Garnacho into a top player. Tell me, where is the intelligence there? The same analytics that took you to say that this manager is a top coach, he will finally coach players. Lots of people said it, bro. Not Olmo. Olmo has said what he wants. But people, argument for bringing this coach is that he's a coach will develop players, but want to kick out the very young players with the ceilings that you should want to develop. Not because of, and I will always say, not because a player have a bad start to a season, I'm going to crucify them. In fact, I will support them even more. Because you know what? When they were performing, I was cheering. Man United was winning games. They were scoring and getting the assist that was winning us the games, or contribute to the victories, or the late draws that saved our season last season, that brought us that FA Cup. Because last I checked, this brother duck under a keeper and score a header to start the ball rolling for the first goal of the FA Cup that we won. This brother, who man them rubbish in,
had the ball.
He was the one who put the ball to FA Cup.
Yeah, he was the one who put the ball to Bruno, who sent it to
to Kobe as well.
I understand.
First of all, I disagree with everybody. Especially Themba. And you keep blaming my Ineos. Listen, as I told you, Ineos, I said it before, Ineos have 10-year work to clean up. Yes, they should have sacked Ten Hag after the FA Cup. They should have sacked Ten Hag after the FA Cup. Even after the sack, they shouldn't bought him no players after the FA Cup. Yes, that's Ineos' wrongdoing. But them getting into the bed with Glazers, it was the only way.
Yeah.
It was the only way.
The other guy didn't want to do that.
You don't run away from it. It's the only way. If you don't, we're going back to the Glazers way. So this is the first time we have a different structure apart from the Glazers, Murta, Arnold structure. This is the first time we have a structure, and this is the first time the structure is working. And again, I said I'm not going to criticize Ineos until February 1st, because again, I want to see something in this January window. You know, the last player we bought in January, Bruno Fernandes, was the last player we bought in January. Every other player has been loaned. I need a buy in this January window. I don't care what way they do it, whether they go sign a player on a free, or they just go hijack some contract, or break PSR, or break FFP. I don't care.
Oh, actually, it was Ahmad. Ahmad was the last player we bought in that January window.
Ahmad was doing all the I think Ahmad was 2020. But Ahmad wasn't starting in the way. He went to the youth team. Bruno Fernandes was the first person that they bought that boom
went straight into the team. Yeah.
Ahmad went straight into the team, bro.
I'm not doing that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. We don't care. Listen, the whole point is our recruitment has been poor. Like even Ten Hag made some mistake. Merton should have just come in there and say, "Yo, bro, Ten Hag, what are you doing? We gotta get this player. Gotta get this player." Now recruitment has to be correct. I need starters in the team. And again, earlier in the comments, somebody said that, "Oh, there are no good players." I'm like, bro. Where's my whiteboard? Because I wrote this down. The only good players we have in Manchester United, when I say everybody's shit, the only good players is Mazraoui, Ahmad, Mino, Ugarte, Euro, De Ligt, in no particular order. Those are the only good players we have. The only good player. So now they have to go do proper recruitment. Not this 19-year-old prospect from Norway this prospect from this place, this incoming. No. You go to the Premier League and you buy players. That's the Fergie playbook. Everybody's been doing it. Arsenal did it. Chelsea did it. City did it. Aston Villa did it. Nottingham Forest, that's what they did when they got promoted. When they got promoted, they just bought a bunch of players from the league, and they have like 3 players for each position.
2 teams. They bought 22 players in one transfer window. 22 players.
So for me, the recruitment has to be correct. We got to go back to basics. Take a step back. Because again, people say, "Oh, get this." I'm like, no. Go look in the Premier League, scour properly. Because when people say that, "Oh, there's no players," no, there's players. There's players. Because again, the other day, Aston Villa played, right? Talisman was balling. Amadou Onana was, but they said, "Oh, how come we didn't get them?" I'm like, these are the same fans that say we didn't want Talisman because they put out that highlight of him running slow for that Brighton goal. For me, I don't care. Aston Villa, they bought Ross Barkley. I've been crying we should get Ross Barkley on the free. They bought Ross Barkley on the free. Listen, I'm not saying that Ross Barkley is a great player, but he performed in the league. That's all I want. I want performance. Performance first before I go get some superstar signing. Because again, the recruitment has been poor for years, and Ineos had to fix last 13 years of work to do. Last 13 years of work, ever since Fergie left, 10 years. 10-year work to do. They had to clean it up, and it's going to be difficult. Because again, if you look at the players that are coming in, like, bro, it's not a. It's not a. Ten Hag, I'm sorry, but they gave too much veto power. Mercer did nothing. Mercer did nothing to help them. You just say, okay, do whatever you want, and that's this is where we are now. We have 2 prospect striker. I'm not saying they're bad. That's what I said. 2 prospect striker, bro. What are we doing here? Are we a prospect team? If you're a prospect team, let me be Brighton.
No, just before I finish one more.
You're right.
Before I finish, right? As almost say that, I just wanted to strike out to Kepa. No, I don't say don't criticize the players. Never have I ever said don't criticize them. What I have said, though, is that when in your criticisms, take into account that this player was bought to be developed. He was not bought to be the finished article to do what Haaland does. He was bought that in 2 years, maybe 3. He will do what Haaland does.
Mark, wait. Isn't that a problem to buy a person to be the finished
prospect? That's the prospect.
No, it's not a problem. No, listen to me. Hear me out. It's not a problem, right? But realistically, for Man United, we should have had a senior striker and a prospect if we were having a prospect striker.
You just agreed with me. That is a problem.
No. Hear me tell you, having 2 is a problem, not 1.
No,
having 2 prospects.
Wait.
Yeah, 2 prospects is at the same time with no senior is a big problem. I agree with that, but understand having 1. And just let's not forget, Anthony. We was hoping, man. A lot of us was hoping Anthony Martial would have regained fitness, consistency, and been that senior striker this season, which he wasn't. No, and I thought for this summer we'd have bought, as much as I didn't want to see it, maybe Mehdi Remy or maybe an experienced striker that was just going to come in to help Hoyland to learn from, to take the pressure off him. But we didn't. This is the biggest problem. Back to you, Mo.
Yeah. To me, that just shows that poor recruitment again. It's been poor recruitment. You don't just in the same window we bought Casemiro and Eriksen. That's poor recruitment. It is what
you know what? Around Eriksen in the same window. How do you do that? But that is 2 old men.
Wait. But it's old man. But like at that time it was good. But over time, you will see that this is bad. This is a poor recruitment right here.
Even at that time, it wasn't good. Let's not make it look like because we got to few results.
That's the year we got 3rd.
What year we got? What are you talking about?
The year we got Eriksen and the free.
Yeah, Eriksen and Casemiro when we bought them at the same time.
Well, you see, the thing is with that. This is why I keep telling them we have to remember they are club signings and they are manager signings, right? Casemiro was never a Ten Hag sign.
Mark, I'm not blaming Ten Hag.
He's not blaming Ten Hag.
I know, but what I'm saying is, it wasn't actually the first choice signing either. The first choice profile was a different player, which would have been.
It's poor recruitment. It
is
what it is.
Not disagreeing with that. It's poor recruitment.
Because it's been what is that? Now, let's say Ineos, you have to clean up. I don't know. Listen, player contract running out. example is Maguire, Lindelof, Eriksen. Those are the top 3 I remember off my head. Just let them go. Just let them go.
See this comment here? Thank you, David Moyes. Big up to you, brother. That's staying here for the next 10 minutes before we close.
Before what Ipswich game was the game Eriksen started. Every other game, Casemiro has been benched. Eriksen has been benched. He doesn't want to play these players. So that to me shows that, bro, this men are old. I'm not gonna play them. You bought this player on 120 a week, bro. I'm not playing him. Eriksen 300, 200 a week. No, Casemiro's on 120.
No, Casemiro is 300. Eriksen is the 120.
Yeah, and the man is not playing them. Listen, it's a simple thing of
Casemiro is 350.
Either way, 3 something. Either way, the manager is not playing them, and that to me shows that, bro, you bought these players. Glazer, you bought these players. Ineos, you know what to do. Because I'm not gonna be playing them. I'm not. He's only playing them on last resort. Let Bruno come back. Those people are going back to the bench. Let Bruno come back. They're going back to the bench because he doesn't rate them at all.
He doesn't rate them. I agree. Let's just wrap up this. Let's bring this to a close. We don't want to go far past 10 minutes, right? But the thing is, these guys are. I feel like there's hope. Like what almost said. Let's just wait to the end of the January transfer window and see what they do, right? But a lot of these players need to go. My thing is, you could criticize players, right? You could criticize the players as much as you can. But when you start creating a comparison of the same players and they are seeing it, bro. If you're a human, you do the same. You want to be the best of the bunch, and you want to be a little bit selfish and put yourself as the priority. If you that is doing that, comparing 2 players together, if people compare you at your place of work, you would want to stand up. You want to be like, you know what? I don't want to be that team player anymore. I want to take the glory. I want to be seen as the star, right? You would do that. Right, a lot of people will do that, and that's not meaning that you're a bad person or no. You just want yourself to be better. That's what you want to put yourself at the limelight. That's what we're saying. That's what I'm saying. Criticize players is fine. Nobody's saying that. But don't be doing this thing where you're saying I saw a comment right now that says, "Oh, do I think Garnacho will be the next Ronaldo?" I'm like, what? Garnacho does not need to be the next Ronaldo. Garnacho just need to be the highest ceiling of Garnacho. Ahmad doesn't need to be the next Giggs. Ahmad just need to be the best of the best of who Ahmad can be. Facts. Ahmad just need to be better. The Giggs that you're saying, Ahmad needs to be better than that Giggs like 100 times %, bro. So Garnacho does not need to be a Ronaldo, no. Ahmad needs to be a Giggs. They just need to be a better footballer. Like what one guy was saying a while ago, tactics, yeah, that's it right there. Tactics and formation don't change intensity and commitment, bro. Underline the word commitment. No matter the tactics you tweak on the field, your commitment level should not change, bro. That's the word, commitment in bold. Commitment, it shouldn't change. Like Ralph Ragnick came to this football club, and this is my last say. Ralph Ragnick came to this football club and said, bro, intensity. They needed them to run. What did Erik ten Hag say? Erik ten Hag got into this same football club, and he punished them by running. Amorim has come into this football club and is doing the same running.
We just finished learning how to run.
Give me the intensity. Give me the intent. So these 3 managers have been saying intensity in 3 different languages, but they've been saying intensity. But here we are saying
Deutsch.
We are saying push this manager out Portuguese. Because we have players that cannot give us intensity. Against the Ipswich game, most of us were on the panel here. What did we say? This team lacked intensity. Almost how many years ago? 4 or 5 years ago, or 3. Let me not take it to 3-4 years ago. Ralph Ragnick said intensity. Erik ten Hag came, said intensity. Bro, we are here. We are still speaking intensity. What does that tell you guys, bro? I'm done, bro. I'm done. That's my last comment.
There are things people say, right, that I listen to. Like, for example, about Amorim. They say, I want Amorim to put player in best position, to put them in their best position. You know who did that? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He said, tweak the tactics. Your tactics ain't working. You know who did that? Erik ten Hag. To me, it shows that they want this man. They want Amorim to be a mixture of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Erik ten Hag. They want that feel-good feeling and like, bro, just do like just give him the 3-point. Give him the 3-point. Like they'll become more like Oliver Twist for this. And like, you know, Amorim, stick with your system. And people are scared like, oh, we will not get relegated. We will not get relegated. We're not gonna finish so well. We're not gonna finish so well. Chelsea, look where Chelsea to get to where they are. You know where they finished? 12th place.
12, yeah.
12 plays. And yes, they went to like 5 managers, but they finished 12 plays. You know who gave them F last year? Poch for a whole year just to get to where they are right now. So they have suffered. I need to go through that suffering. We've been avoiding it. We've been skipping steps. Because again, we just like, and that's why I say ETH. In his first year, I say he's a victim of his own success. Because you went there, win. You didn't play your tactics. You got third place. I'm like, sir, this is I was feeling bad because I know what was going to happen during the second year, and that's exactly what happened. Year one, play your tactics. Stick to your gun. Year one, because again, are we gonna sell 11 players in this window? I don't think we can. Are we gonna bring in 11 new players? No, we can't. So stick to your tactics. Some will stay, some will go. They're gonna bring in new players. The new players they bring in, you go to starting lineup, and you're replacing them because you're putting players in your starting lineup that know what to do. Players that are already there, they know what to do. Already, that's year one already. Then we could progress from there. And people say just tweak it out. Like, sir, what tactics are we tweaking? They don't know plan A. Why am I going to plan C?
Oh, thank you. What are we tweaking, bro? What are we tweaking?
They don't know how to make short passes together. Like,
I fight Olmo last season. He was 10 Hag out. I was 10 Hag in, but we were saying the same thing from different perspectives, Because
but 10 Hag did it too late.
He did it too late, and this is the argument we had. My argument was he do it in a timing where he kind of give us something to back. Because he gave us third and a cup final and 2 cup finals and a title that we didn't have in 6 years.
But that's suffering to happen as soon as
he's got through the door.
Right now.
And I understood Omo from that point.
Right now. Do you think we're gonna go this next year? What we are going right now?
Listen, for me, I always thought the team was gonna improve from January onwards, whether it was Ten Hag or is Amorim. That was always my perspective. If you noticed, I don't know if anybody noticed, but I was always like, yeah, we're not gonna do this, that. Let's focus on Europa League and see where it goes because you need to coach these players.
Get me out of that Europa League. Get me out of that Europa League.
No.
Don't lose badly.
We were in here.
Lose gracefully.
It's a new year,
I want to get out of the FA Cup. I want to get out of we're already out of the League Cup. Get me out of the FA Cup.
How many training has he
had? The way I'm looking at it now, right? I want to I'm looking at. I've not come to that final conclusion. I want to get out of the Europa League, but I'm ready for the. All
right, we have lost Drex. We have lost Drex temporarily, guys. Technical difficulties here. It's a new. We have lost Olmo as well. These two guys. I don't know what's happening. I think the Glazers got their Wi-Fi.
Let me just say what I say, Mark. First of all, almost said something, and I agreed, man, because. You guys have been having this bad recruitment into your team going on for a very long time since Ferguson. You guys sold Cristiano Ronaldo. You sold Cristiano Ronaldo and went and get Gabriel Obaton.
At Valencia.
It was Antonio Valencia.
Antonio Valencia and Obaton.
And Gabriel Obaton.
And they gave us bits.
Fergie came out to the media. Say where did $72 million go? He came out and said in the media. Man. Where did the money go? Because he knows, like, bro, what are these people doing? Listen, until we go through this pain, we're not going to advance.
Bro. You sold Ferrari. You said Ferrari. You didn't even buy a vehicle. You went to buy an e-scooter.
Yeah, remember the e-scooter? You bought an e-scooter and a bicycle.
And let me say something, Mark. Because I've been seeing people hyping Ahmad now. Ahmad is the best thing that happened to United. But I can say it here.
Don't say that. Just leave him.
Ahmad Diallo. This Ahmad Diallo. Playing right now, I've not even seen 25% of 39-year-old Ryan Giggs did for Man U. I've not seen it. 39 years old.
No, but Themba, this is what I don't want. I don't want us jamming players together.
I will say this, and I will clear it at the air on Ahmad. Let the brother develop.
Yeah,
he's getting his chance finally. When the season ends, is when I go and give my determination on what my view is on Ahmad Diallo. Because I don't think anybody here don't know the level I hold him against, and he's nowhere near it. Right? We already know that player that I am holding as the standard for that right wing role. We already know. So if I had to say it, I will say it. Mason Greenwood. So if he's not on that level, and both of them are 22 years old, by the way, let's just clarify. Right, they're the same age. So if you're not on that level at that age, I don't want you on my right wing, brother. You understand what I'm saying? I don't mind you playing in the right wing, but I'm not. For me, I was never one of those guys that after 5 games I want hyper player to the end of the world.
Mark,
or 10
less than a minute, okay?
Yeah, big up. I just I would like to give them a season and have a body of work and see something they have achieved over a course of time through trials, tribulations, good times and bad before I give them a rating. That's me. So I waited until the end of the season before I rate any of them brothers any higher than I already rated.
Rika Mark, let me get your last 10 seconds before we wrap up.
My last, the only thing I want to say is I think we should stick with Amorim, okay? And like almost said, he's doing what Ten Hag should have done the first time he got here. But I'm also aware of the fact that Ten Hag was also appointed under different, board ownership or something. Yeah. So, but I want us to stick with Amorim because he has a big job on his hands. But I'm glad that everybody is seeing what people have been saying for the longest. These players are not good enough. So let's stick with him. And it wouldn't help to call Ralph Rangnick and say, listen, you were the one who prescribed surgery.
The operation heart, yeah.
Exactly. Why don't you come and
perform it?
Exactly. And I think that if Ineos were smart, that's the guy they call. They say, you know what, Ralph, come in. You already work with Vivell. He's already here. You come in, you do what it is you have to do, and then give him time. That's what I would do. Simplest answer. That's what I would do.
All right.
I have one thing to say, right? And according to what you say just now, and it's just for me, right? And I think they need to back this manager. No, I can't guarantee that they're gonna go do it in the summer, in the January window. I hope they will. If not, I hope they do it in the summer. I would say that much. I would say this, like, at the end of the day, I prefer the manager to be like what Jay will say, stick to his guns, do what you have to do. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's nothing more. We didn't hire you for anything else than your idea. So if you don't show that,
you're gone.
It's had no reason.
You know what I mean? I went my own talk here. Honestly, like what David Moyes said right there. I'm sorry. You are saying you need players to come in the summer. I'm sorry. You guys need players to come in January. At least.
No, I do. I hear me.
No, he said he wants them to
I want them to back him. I can't guarantee they will do it this January, bro. And if they don't, the damn will have to do it in the summer. But what I want to also say is that this ideology that we will keep 6 players and sell everybody else. I want you all to remember the concept of a team. Look at Drex, look Themba, Omo, look Rika Mank. We all from different places. And we might be from different places because we all specialize in different things. And during that journey of trying to get to be to the best of what we want to be, we have to go on a journey. Like me, I would just use myself. From Trinidad and Tobago, I wanted to be a song designer. At that time, they didn't have them things offered in my country. So I had to go to the USA. And I had to go to where the land of all the best song producers and stuff closest to me, which was the USA. You know what I mean? So you have to go to the Mecca. If you want to be the best, you have to go to Mecca and compete with the standard, where everybody there at that standard, because this is where the best of the best is work. And in order to do that, you have to have that mental determination. You have to be willing to understand that you always going to have to be improving yourself. You're not going to be the best. You might think you're one of the best, and when you reach your average, but that can't deter you. And players now, I really do feel like they don't have that same strength in the mentality. And they don't have the people around them to support them in the right way, to keep the criticism on and the glazing at a minimum. Realistically, I look at football in such a weird way. I don't think a lot of people might have that same agreement with me, but I look at it from the perspective, world-class players don't need to go to a winning team, because the reason why they're world-class is that they are so good. They will lift the levels of all the players around them at any team they go to and take them to a higher level. So for me, if we're talking we want world-class, it will take some time. If we're talking that we want the best of the best, we will take some time. And if we want to see the best of Amorim, we must give him time. And the realistic conversation that we have to is how long are we prepared to give Amorim? Because realistically for me, I here for 2 years with brother. I tell him only no. I here for 2 years with him. As dark as it might get, I here for it. I hope we don't be in a relegation battle this season. I will not entertain that conversation. And yeah, I'm telling you, G Wolf, I don't believe that shit. Burn that. We have 20 games left. We could change that. How these players decide to work in this new year, we'll know if they're going to be here or not. There's no need to stress. There's no need to frustrate yourselves to hound down the manager to start X, Y, or Z. This is Man United. Whoever start, the manager select. If they don't perform, it has nothing to do with another player on the bench. It has everything to do with they're not doing good enough. They're not good enough. Maybe they should leave. You know what I mean? Let me keep the battles in-house. Let's not put teams against each other. This one against that one against this one. Whereas Garnacho is Ahmad. Whoever you favor, it don't matter. If he's not playing, stick it to the manager. If he does come on and have a good performance, clap him, celebrate him. But let's not raise these players to have balloon heads. Let's stop trying to make each one who just started showing consistent performances over 5 to 10 games.
Yeah.
That they are the greatest thing since sliced bread, brother.
Yeah, no.
This is why we don't grow. Players think they accomplish before they accomplish anything.
They don't even accomplish.
Exactly. This is the problem. So,
what have they
guys,
Carabao
while
Cup,
you
FA
like this
Cup.
player, you like that player, I like lots of them too. I back in Anthony of all players. So you might think my football IQ dark, but trust me, see this brother, the fight he have, give him 10 games. And the man them go be saying as a fortune teller all over again. Because I tell man we was going to win the FA Cup long in advance, weeks, September. And never once doubted we was winning the FA Cup. Because Ten Hag say so. And I telling all in now, Amorim say we will suffer. Ten Hag said we would have suffered too in a different way. He said the team is not ready to challenge this season.
Well,
People took it for what it was, wanted to sack him.
He said it.
No, Amorim is saying it in a different way that everyone could understand. Please, support the manager. Support Man United because that's what it really means.
At the end of
because
the year.
Man United need everybody to support them through the hard times right now. Because this is where we are.
Mark,
and it's a new year.
You're telling them to support. I'm like, they want 3 points. They want 3 points. That's all they want.
They want the W. They want the W.
Come back next year. We will try. We will try to get the 3 points.
Guys, I want to appreciate everybody. But before I go, I want to just tell David Moyes and everybody that's on this thought process as well to just chill. You cannot buy players while the window or the transfer window is short. You can all of those FFP, PSR thing you're seeing online. Take it with a pinch of salt. Don't let that be a case of where you start turning in on the manager. No. Take it with a pinch of salt. These guys, I don't think they would bring this guy in and just leave him, hang him, put him under the bus or whatever, hang him out to dry right there. The general transfer window just opened today. Maybe for you guys, it might have opened long ago. For me, it just opened today. But yeah, it's just one transfer window they've supervised. So, and Amorim got in when the window was short. So let's not just run with this narrative that they don't want to support him, right? They will support him, right? We just have to wait and see. Like Omar said, he's waiting to February 1st to see what they do. Themba has said, no, they must do something. Mark is saying they will. He hopes that they do something in January, but definitely they have to do something in the summer transfer window. So all what we are saying is we hope that they support him. But guess what? The window did not open until today. So let's not run with this narrative and make it look like it's a thing. It's not a thing, bro. Guys, I appreciate you all. I appreciate everybody, Lucky, every one of you, Ricardo Pereira, G-Wolf,
Big up, broski.
Rika Mang, big up for joining us on the taking our time to join us in the panel here. Omo, Themba. We know Themba. You all know Themba.
Big up, Rika Mang.
Yeah, yes.
G-Wolf, next time you had to come through, buddy.
Yeah. I also saw one name I wanted to big up. I think the Newcastle fan. I big up yourself. Yeah, thank you so much, guys. Mark, take it away.
Big up, guys. Thank you so much for joining us today. Of course, you know, this is our version of our New Year's Day stream. You know, we talk football here. It's all about what you guys want to, you know, to talk about. At the end of the day, we can't do it without you guys. And embarking on a brand new year, you know, the journey continues. Of course, we are Manchester United centric, but we are football fan centric as well. So, you know, you could see Themba, Real Madrid. You'll see Riley, Chelsea, and there are many others that will be joining us. And hopefully, if you are a fan, whether there's a Newcastle fan who just, you know, subscribe to our content today, thank you again, my bro. You know, if you want to come in and have your say sometime, it's all well and cool. We will be having more of these fan call-in shows. And of course, we would like, you know, to make the discussion more diverse. Every team is welcome. You know why? We all love football, and it's always fun to talk about and compare different players, different teams, what your thoughts are, what you like, the type of players you like. It's always interesting, guys. So big up to all of you. Thank you for always joining us. Thank you for always taking the time. You know, smash a like and subscribe, and don't forget, keep it safe in January 2025. Let's enjoy a new year of football, and let's enjoy the year, you know. Blessings and prosperity to all of you. Big up.
Baby.